Hi everyone, so today we're going to be doing a little sit-down interview about my fragrance collaboration, Minuit Demi, which was made in partnership with Fragrance Du Bois. It's relaunching on April 29th, so I thought this would be a great time to sit down and do a little interview. So let's get into these 10 questions. My name is Demi Rawling. I'm 22 years old from Perth, Western Australia. So I've been reviewing fragrances on YouTube for about 4 years now. And to be honest, it started off just as a hobby. It was something that I was passionate about, and I didn't realize that it could turn into a job and like a career. And now, 4 years later, it has turned into my job, and I got lucky enough to make my own fragrance, which is the dream for anyone that loves perfume. To make and be a part of the creation process of a fragrance. It's all of us fragrance lovers, it's our dream. So I was lucky enough that I managed to turn my hobby, something I was just passionate about, into something that I'm doing now for work. So yeah. I obviously was a very big fan of the brand before we worked on this perfume, and it's actually a funny story because one of my favorite fragrances from the line is called Untitled Chapter. Now, I never would have discovered this fragrance if it wasn't for a wonderful subscriber of mine that sent me a little sample of it, and I wore through the sample within like 2 days. And after that, I was like, I have to get this fragrance. I got a bottle, and actually you can see it's in the old packaging that Fragrance Du Bois used to have, because I've had this perfume for a long time now. So after falling in love with this, it was how I discovered the brand Fragrance Du Bois. Then obviously I went and tried all the other fragrances and fell in love with so many. And when I realized that they were also going to be in Cannes the same time as me, I really wanted to meet them. So we met, we talked, we got along, and in that first meeting, we discussed making a perfume collaboration together. So yeah. That's a tough question. I could say so many things, but obviously, as you can see, this brand is so beautiful, and for me, it really embodies the word like luxury niche. Like, it really is a luxurious niche brand, from the bottle, the box, the composition, the juice, the perfumers. It's a luxury brand, and I really love what they do. And also, once I met the people and the team behind Fragrance Du Bois, which is a rather small team for being a very big niche company, it's like a little family. So I really got along with all of them. And after that, I wanted to work with them on my fragrance. So the inspiration behind the notes of Minuit Demi, if you know anything about me, or if you don't, I'm going to tell you right now, I am a big, big lover of sweet fragrances. I love sweet perfumes. I feel like they feel so comforting and cozy, and for some reason, they just resonate with me so much. Sweet perfumes and me, it's a love story. And I knew when I got the chance to create a perfume that the first one that I create will be a sweet gourmand scent. I realized that in some of my favorite fragrances, the same notes keep popping up. I love vanilla, tonka bean, I love boozy scents, I love tobacco, I love myrrh, I love benzoin. I love all of these kind of sweet resinous scents. So I knew that when I created a fragrance, it would have to be sweet, but not too sweet. That was kind of the thing that I mentioned a lot, was that when I made the fragrance, I wanted it to be sweet and gourmand, but not too much where it makes you feel a little bit sick. Okay, so like I said, I'm a big fan of sweet and addictive fragrances, so that's what I wanted to create. And in the fragrance, I wanted the balance between the little bit of fresh, spicy kick in the top, and then I wanted the mid to be kind of sweet and addictive, which it has some caramel and coffee. And for me, well, I'm addicted to coffee, but I really wanted this kind of addictive feeling to the scent, and I think that caramel and coffee combination in the mid, it really brings that effect. In the base, you have a lot of woodiness, which I love. I love a fragrance that has some depth to it, and I really think the fragrance, it has layers. It has the spice at the top, it has the mid of the sweetness, and the bottom, it's nice and woody and deep and mysterious. And actually in the fragrance, we have a special base that is, well, it's actually a captive that's exclusive to Symrise. It's called the Tobacco Bourbon de Laire base. And as soon as I smelled it, by itself, I smelled the Captive and I was just like, wow, this is amazing. You could just bathe yourself in it. It was amazing, and I wanted to put it in the base of my fragrance. So we do have this kind of special little ingredient exclusive to Symrise in the base of the scent. This one is a very tough question for me, and I feel like it changes a lot. And I think when I look back at the past, well, I've been wearing fragrance since I was like 6 years old, so I cannot tell what my taste was like back then. But over the years, it's definitely changed. When I first started getting into perfume, I loved very fruity fragrances like Juicy Couture, Victoria's Secret. I love this type of scent. And then I feel like my taste kind of evolved into more of the gourmand. And then now I do enjoy some more like mature scents. So I really feel like it evolved over time, but I do have to say one note, and I'm sure most of you watching this video would love this note as well, and it is vanilla. For me, vanilla, it's actually considered a spice, and it is just such a sensual, warming, comforting, memorable note in perfume, and that's why it's one of the most popular notes to use in fragrance. And you cannot go wrong with a good vanilla fragrance, which we have vanilla in Minuit Demi. I would say the perfect occasion would obviously be a date. Now, I created the scent keeping this in mind, and actually when I made the brief for the perfumer, perfumers, I made a brief and I mentioned that I wanted this to be an intimate date night scent, perfect for an intimate occasion. And actually it ties in with the name, because the name means midnight in French, so kind of like that date night vibe. And it was really something that I wanted to capture with the scent. I wanted it to be intimate, sensual, romantic, and yeah, I think we did a great job. Honestly, just speaking honestly, I don't really know, and I don't really have like a perfect date scenario. As long as you're with someone that you care about or you have a great connection with, I guess anywhere could be the perfect date. Like for instance, a memory for me that was one of my most perfect moments with my partner. We were on a boat in Bali that was about to sink underwater. There was waves crashing. We were on this really, really bad boat, and yet it was one of my favorite moments with my partner. So you cannot put a price or a place or a situation to a perfect date. It just depends on who you're with, which I know is cheesy, but it's true. And as long as they smell good as well. So a celebrity that I'm such a big fan of, and I would just love to know that he is wearing Minuit Demi, would be Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm such a fan of all of his work. I just adore him. But if I could think of maybe a couple, because the fragrance is unisex, so it's great to share with your partner and yourself, I would say David and Victoria Beckham, because for me, they are so classy, they're mature, they're sexy, sophisticated, and I would just love to know that they were sharing my fragrance. The 3 words that I would use to describe Minuit Demi, let me just give it a little spritz. Sexy, addictive, and intoxicating. Sexy, addictive, and intoxicating is what I would use to describe this fragrance. Relaunching on April 29th.